behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Paul Mash TV. Paul Mash TV.
Well, hello there, it's Paul Mash TV time again. Thank you for joining us. We got another interview coming up for you momentarily. But don't forget, there's that subscribe button and the bell if you haven't done that already. And any interviews and episodes that are coming your way, you'll be notified. And feel free to leave a comment on the comment section there. And you can go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Paul Mash TV. And feel free to leave us an inbox there and comment and everything to see you even follow us. We'd love to hear from you. And also we have email as well, obviously, paulmashtv, all one word, at gmail.com. And if you're a band or a solo artist and want to be on the show, you can use that. But we love fan mail, so if you're simply a fan, you can respond to us there, and we'll get back to you as quickly as we can. And all this will be pre-capped at the closing credits at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. In just a moment, we'll have Anthony Caruso from Bradenton, Florida. Very awesome guy. He used to be with a band called 308 Ghost Train, but he's going solo now, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about his career. And I know you're really going to love it, and we're going to get to that in just a second as it starts right now. Okay, here we are with the interview, and with us from Bradenton, Florida, we have Anthony Caruso with us today. Thank you for joining us, Anthony.
It's a pleasure, Paul. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you on the show here. How did it all begin for you as far as that goes? You know, because everybody has their own story. I'm sure you got a good story on how you became an artist.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, my story is, pretty interesting in that I pretty much have loved music all my life, and I dabbled in it throughout the years. And, my dream was always to be a songwriter. And I had pushed myself through some of the times in my life where I did it for a little while and I got away. But in 2015, I died on the table during a heart situation, and they brought me back to life. And so I guess God wasn't done with me yet. So what happened to me was it took me about a year to recover from that. And a lot of it was more mental than physical. The physical was a little bit, but the mental problem was I kept, I had to keep, just dealing with my mortality on a second by second, minute by minute basis. Am I going to die now? Am I going to die next? It got to be really, really crazy. So that went on for about a year. And I had gotten so fed up with living under that type of stress and duress and depression that I actually was contemplating life and death. And there was a tree I used to go meditate under, and one day I looked up at the branch and I looked at it and I said, I'm gonna wait one more day. And I went home. And that night, about 5:30 in the morning, I woke up with a song in my head called Warm. And it was the first song I ran to my little studio. It was the first song I ever wrote for the 308 Ghost Train, which is my first band that I come from out of this solo project. In about 15 minutes, I had that song. And, from that day forward, I never looked back. 23 global releases in the last 3 years, 50 million streams, nominated for 20 awards and won 5. And, so the 308 comes from John 308. The wind blows where it pleases. No one knows where it comes or goes, but it's in everyone born of the Spirit. And I feel like I got a direct connection to the divine now because I write a lot of songs in my sleep, a lot of them in my sleep. So the Ghost is my musical director, and everybody calls me Train as a nickname because I'm kind of like the get on board, get the hell out of the way type of guy, So henceforth, the 308 Ghost Train was born, and that's how I got serious in the music business, not just in the music business. There's a difference between dabbling in the music business and jumping all in and saying, hey, man, I don't know how much time I got left. I got to get this done now. And I did. So now, fast forward to 2022. I don't know. I just felt like the 308 Ghost Train had done what it was supposed to do, and I kept getting these callings, and I had dreams. I was getting callings. I was getting like these feelings, these little things nudging me, and now you get them. It's like this internal thing that says it's time for you to move on. It's time for you to move on. That's kind of ironic because I'm going to tell you that's the name of the new album, Moving On. And so I'm going up over the Skyway to go to Angel Soto's house. He's my lead guitarist. He plays guitar for me in both the 308 Ghost Train and my solo career. And I write this song driving up over the Skyway about moving on. And I get to his house to lay down some demos. And I said, Angel, we got to write this right now. I said, this is like really happening here. This is like, so we got together. He threw in a bridge. He had a great little bridge idea. I had the idea already. So we put it together, packaged it up, and that became the title track. And so I didn't know where I was going to go at that time. And I got a phone call. And it was my guy at Warner. And he said, look, man, he said, listen, he said, I can't do the marketing money yet. He said, but listen, I can give you the distribution. You can do the distribution, you can use and that'll help. And if you can show some numbers, then maybe we can talk about the next project. So I said, yeah, what do I got to lose, right? What do you got to lose? I mean, it's Warner Music Group. I'll take it any day of the week, anyhow you can get it, right? So, just as one door closed, Paul, it like a bigger door opened. Like, wow. Well, I have to back up a little bit and say, Warner did give me a distribution on Paper Ships. That was the last single that we released in May. Paper Ships was our release on Warner. So I guess since I had that relationship already, and some things did really well on it, that it kind of gave me an opportunity to continue, but on a solo project. So after much discernment with my team, we decided to call my act Caruso, which is my last name. But it's a very musical name, and it's probably one of the greatest musical names in a lot of worlds because of the great Caruso. It's just known. It's a known name. There's really not much branding I have to do with that name, and it's genuinely mine. So it made sense, right? And I had started writing a bunch of songs, and they just started coming out. And dreams came to, Simple Man, Moving On, Nobody Can Hurt You, You're My Blues. They just like one after another. Paul was just like bing, bang, boom, bing, bang, boom. And I'm like, well, it's got to be for real because if it's not for real, it doesn't happen like that. It doesn't happen so seamlessly. So that's how that's how it all started. And that's how the transition came to the solo artistry. So I don't want to take up all the time on one question. So I want to let you ask me some other things if you want.
Okay, that's not a problem.
I can go on for hours. So I don't want to do that to you. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, that's quite a career that you've had. I'm glad that you enjoy doing what you're doing. Who were some of the artists that you looked up to when you were growing up that helped influence you in your musical styles and whatnot?
Okay, that's a good question because I get asked that a lot too. Well, my first teachers were Lennon and McCartney. They were my first songwriting teachers. I did something different with the Beatles than a lot of people do. I got a hold of the Beatles in about, 79, 70, 80. I got a hold of them around that time. And I wasn't as interested as being intoxicated by the melodies. Like you can really get caught up in those melodies and those songs, man. I wanted to know how they worked. My mind was like a little bit different. I wanted to know how musically those melodies were woven. And that's how I came across like some of those crazy changes that they had. And I developed a formula in there for my own songs because songwriting's kind of like a math of sorts. It's a numbers thing. It really is. It's all numbers. And so Lennon and McCartney were some of my biggest first teachers. Uh, John Fogerty and Creedence Clearwater Revival. He probably helped define my energy and my vocal. If you listen to a 308 Ghost Train song, a lot of people compare me to him with that raspy voice. I got that husky type of voice, and I really can belt it out, real powerful like. So I got a lot of accolades, a lot of comparisons to him. I didn't know if they were warranted or not because these guys are legends, and I'm honored and humbled, but I'm nowhere near there yet. So um, another couple guys that that really had a really deep, you know, I don't know, kind of intoxication with me with the way they did things. Elton John, I loved his songs. Bon Jovi, I loved his presentation. I loved how he took a song and how he belted it out too. So I kind of got a little confidence with Bon Jovi, and but I liked some of the soft and subtle things that he did too, that were on the power ballad side. So yeah, I mean, there's so many influences, Paul. I have a vast musical library that goes from, I don't know, the Mills Brothers and the Ink Spots all the way up to Beethoven. I mean, you name it. I've listened to it all because I'm like a sponge for music. I want to take it all in. I want to know what makes it do what it does, and what drives people, what makes my heart pitter patter. I wanted to try to connect with that, and I think I found some of that. I'm not. I don't have a real master grip on it yet, but I think I'm getting close to coming up with infectious melodies and hooks uh, that please the ear, the heart, and the soul at the same time.
Yeah, and some of those groups that you mentioned are really good. You mentioned Elton John and the Beatles, obviously. I mean, all those are legends too. You can't go wrong with that. And right now, somebody can be watching this interview and they could ask themselves, how would I get in touch with your music? I mean, like on the streaming formats and on social media and so forth. Why don't you give us a lowdown on that?
Right, sure. So you can, if you want to follow me from where I came from to where I'm going, that's probably the best way to transition. So if you'll go to any platform, I mean any of them, Spotify, iTunes, Deezer, Tidal, whatever, TikTok, and you look up 308 Ghost Train. Okay, we have a channel everywhere. We have Instagram, Facebook. We have every platform and every social media. You can find me there. And if you message me, I can help you further to if you have questions or you want to listen to something and you want to know about something you heard. I generally answer all my messages myself. I do have a team, but I like to answer my own messages. Now, if you want to listen to the Caruso the artist, okay, that's what it's on social media. It's Caruso the artist. It's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, um, and for the music side of it, it'll be out on September 23rd. The first single, Dreams, releases on Warner Music, and it'll be available on every platform: Spotify, iTunes, Deezer, everything, TikTok, all of it. And all you'll have to do is go in there and search for Caruso, and that should be easy to remember. I hope. In the meantime, I think you're going to play them the title track tonight, aren't you? You're also going to play them the song that I won Song of the Year for this year, "My Love Is Lost," the video, right? You're going to play the video for that.
Well, actually, the song we were going to play is when you were with 308 Ghost Train. It's called My Love's Lost.
Yep.
And we'll be doing that in a minute. I just want to let everybody know, just like you say, get to those streaming formats and those social media there and download his music. I know he would love you for that. Why don't you tell us the story about that song, by the way, My Love Is Lost? I mean, I'm sure it's self-explanatory, but maybe it goes deeper than that.
Okay, so I'm very spiritual, about a lot of things, and I was coming up with the last EP, and I was in the writing stage. I needed one more song, and I kept getting nudge inside saying, "Hey, what about that song you published like 10 years ago?" And I'm like, "What?" yeah, the song you published 10 years ago kept me like in my head, like messing with me. And about 10 years ago, I had met a young writer named Jacob Gann. And he had a song that was called A Love That's Lost Isn't Love. And I listened to it and I said, I published because I said there's something special about this song. And I just kept it and forgotten completely about it. Well, they came up to me. I went back and I listened to it and I said, you know what? I love this, but I got to change. It's got to be fixed. It's got to be rewritten. It's got to have the words, the lyrics, everything has to be rewritten. So I wrote Jacob. I said, look, man, I said, I'm looking for a fifth song to release on the EP. I said, would you be willing to let me rewrite A Love That Was or Wasn't and make it a title called My Love's Lost? And he said, sure, just, just make sure you give me my writer's credit. I said, absolutely, man. Really, absolutely. So, I don't know, about 2 days, I started messing with it and I came up with that song and I knew I knew there was something special about that song when I was done. I told Angel, I said, this is so different than all the other 308 Ghost Train songs. I said, but man, there's something special about this song. And I guess that was definitely a premonition because that song this year on August 6th won the Song of the Year for ISA, International Singer-Songwriters Association. And it was such an honor to go up on that stage and grab that crystal for this song because I knew deep down in my heart that there was something special about it. And I guess, ISA proved it to me. And what's crazy is it sat in my catalog for 10 years, unheard and untouched until it was time. That's the thing. When it's time, the wind blows where it pleases, Paul. Okay? We don't know where it comes and goes, but it's in everyone, born of the Spirit. So the wind blows it in, the wind blows it out, and when it's time, it comes. And there you go. And here you have it. It's single of the year, My Love's Lost.
Well, congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we're going to get right to that song in just a minute, but thank you so much for coming, Anthony. We're glad that you could come by. We'd love to have you back a second time if you have anything to plug. I know you were talking about that new song. Maybe you'll have a video by that time, and then we can show that.
Yeah, we'll be coming out with that video probably the third week of September, just before the release. I'd like to maybe keep in touch with you and come back on maybe a few days before the 23rd and let you air the get a little kind of co-exclusivity with a couple other people that play that video before the world gets hold of it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So we can do that. I can do that for you.
Okay.
I know somebody can make that happen.
Okay, well, that sounds good. All right, let's get right to the video. My Love's Lost by 308 Ghost Train, starring Anthony Caruso here, and it starts right now.
Peace of mind is something that I thought I'd never find. A tortured soul is all I know till I find you. Happiness is something that I thought just won't exist. It's something that I'll never know till I find you. My love's lost. Where is my love? Did it exist just once upon a time long ago? Or is it just make-believe? 'Cause that's what dreams are made of. Hope and grace carry me through on my walk of faith. All I do is pray, but don't let go till I find you. My love's lost, where is my love? Did it exist just once upon a time long ago? Or is it just make-believe? 'Cause that's what dreams are made of. Don't blame yourself for trying to find your way, 'cause everybody finds their way someday, so they say. Peace of mind is something that I thought I'd never find. A tortured soul is all I know till I find you, till I find